Welcome back to Friday 13th YouTube channel Metalheads. Today we're going to be talking about the new album by Tygers of Pan Tang. They've just released their new album called Bloodlines on Danish label Mighty Music. Check this album out, folks. It's a really good album. Now, most of you out there are going to know about this band. They were formed back in 1978 in Whitley Bay by original guitarist Robb Weir, who's still in the band. Much love and respect to Rob for keeping their name going and the music strong. Now, I was a massive fan of the band back in the day, and I still am a big fan of them now. But back in the day, the music for me was absolutely amazing. I grew up with these guys from the age of 10, 11. I saw them back in 1983 when I was 12 on the Cage tour, supported by Titan. This was a fantastic tour. So the band have done some great albums. The first album, for you out there may not know, was called Wildcats, which featured Robb Weir on guitar, Jess Cox on vocals, original singer, Rocky on bass, and Brian Dick on drums. The album was released on MCA Records, and I really like this debut album. The cover really struck me as a kid, a 10-year-old kid. Really great album cover. And the music was savage and raw. The vocals really well suited for the album. Jess Cox put in a great performance, and it was a savage album for a debut, but the band continued to write some excellent albums since the Wildcats albums. So the band recorded the second album, Spellbound. This was absolutely fantastic. This would also see the departure of Jess Cox. His replacement was John Deverell, and also guitarist John Sykes, as we all know, went on to Whitesnake and Thin Lizzy. Spellbound was an absolutely fantastic album, very strong indeed. It had some really good catchy songs, classic songs with some strong vocals. Now, I also remember this album for many reasons, but Creator from Germany, a thrash metal band, covered an excellent song of Gangland for the album Spellbound. Fantastic version. If you've not heard the Creator version, guys, please check it out. And Spellbound was released in 1981 on MCA Records. This would be followed by my favourite album by Tygers of Pan Tang, Crazy Nights, released back in 1981 as well. Fantastic album. Every song on that album really stands out. Let me know, guys, what's your favourite Tygers of Pan Tang from the classic albums. The band also released The Cage. This was released back in 1982. And in 2004, the band reformed with Robb Weir. This would also feature Richie Wicks on vocals, once with Angel Witch. Also in the band would be Dean Robinson. We'd also have Brian West on bass and long-time drummer still with the band now, Craig Ellis. So the lineup for Bloodline would be Robb Weir on guitars. We'd have Francesco Marras on guitars. We'd have Jack Milley on vocals. We'd have Hugh Holding on bass and also Craig Ellis. This is for the new album Bloodline. Now this album would feature 10 songs. So the songs on this album are Edge of the World, In My Blood, Fire on the Horizon, Light of Hope, Back for Good, Taste of Love, Kiss the Sky, Believe, The New Heartbreak, and the last song is called Making All the Rules. So there's the songs on the album, and I've got to say this is a fantastic production album. Now, the production on this album was done by Tu Madsen, who's a fantastic Danish producer. Tu's worked with a lot of extreme bands in the past, and it's good to see him branching out and doing something different. Certainly working with a cult classic band like Tygers of Pan Tang. The music is excellent, the production is excellent, packs a punch, there's plenty of energy, some great songs with catchy riffs here. So this is a great album. So this album is released on CD and vinyl. The vinyl is a black version. You've also got a red coloured vinyl, which is fantastic. So if you're a collector of coloured vinyl, you need to check this out if you're a vinyl lover. So folks, don't be put off by this album being a little bit heavy and a little bit different. It's still Tygers of Pan Tang, and it's still a great album, a classic album. So Tygers of Pan Tang fans, you're going to love this album. And if you're open-minded, like I said, you're going to listen to something a little bit more heavier, but it's still the Tygers of Pan Tang guitar sound. Now, the opening song is Edge of the World. I really like this song because it really is a heavy song, but it's still Tygers of Pan Tang. Some great double bass drumming here by Craig. The guitar playing is great, and the vocals are absolutely fantastic. Now, I think Jack is a really, really good singer. He's really strong. He's very powerful, and he really does shine through on this song. So the first song I really like, I think it's a fantastic opening song. It's called Edge of the World. The verses are pretty heavy in places with the guitar playing and double bass drumming, but it's still classic Tygers of Pan Tang, especially in the chorus. You can hear Rob's guitar playing and the typical Tygers of Pan Tang vibe. I also think having a couple of new younger members in the band has brought fresh ideas, and it certainly gives the spirit of Tygers of Pan Tang a really good lift. Second song is called In My Blood. This is typical Tygers of Pan Tang, old school Tygers of Pan Tang. It's really cool. It's got a little vibe of Saxon in there as well. So if you like the Saxons and your Tygers of Pan Tang, new wave of British heavy metal in general, this is a really good song. It's called In My Blood. Now, the next song is called Fire on the Horizon. I really like this because it takes me back to old school Tygers of Pan Tang. It kind of comes across between Gangland and Spellbound, two classic songs by Tygers of Pan Tang. Now, the vocals remind me of three singers, Tygers of Pan Tang singers, Jess Cox, John Deverill, but he also reminds me a little bit of Robert Plant from Led Zeppelin. All these seem to work really well, especially on this song. I think he's a really good singer as well. Now, the next song is called Light of Hope. This kind of reminds me of Saxon. It definitely reminds me of Sinner and Primal Fear, especially at the beginning. It packs a punch. It's really good. It's really catchy. And it really is a Tygers of Pan song at its classic best. That For Good's a really catchy song. This is the next song. This is like old classic new wave of British heavy metal, but it's really classic Tygers of Pan Tang in sounding. I like the way that the band go back from old school Tygers of Pan Tang to a fresh modern sound. It really works well for these guys. Next song is called Taste of Love. This is more like a semi-ballad. It breaks the album down to something not as heavy, but it's a really good song. Great vocals, great guitar playing, great drumming. Fantastic song all around. It's a mellow song, but it's really catchy and good. Next song is called Kiss the Sky. This kind of reminds me of Thin Lizzy and also takes me back to the Wildcats album. So I'll give you pretty much a rundown of the album. It's a really good album. It's solid. The production is great. And I'm pretty sure Two will be working with this band in the very near future. So I'm going to give this album 4 out of 5. Check it out, guys. It's called Bloodlines, released on Mighty Music. A fantastic album by a classic band from England. I'm still a fan of the band. I still love the music. Check it out, folks. Thanks for watching.